Yep, go for it.
Okay. Coach, just general impressions from the other night at Cincinnati. Obviously, it was an excellent first half. Things kind of unraveled a bit in the second half. What did you see in that game that maybe troubled you?
Well, first, I think we did some good things. I thought some guys stepped up in the absence of a few of our players and gave us some good contributions. I thought we had to be better defensively from the standpoint of getting back in transition. They're a really quick team. They got transition baskets on us on a few occasions in the second half, and also we got to rebound the ball better. I thought those two areas were areas that and also play ID without fouling. We gave them a lot of free throws. So those are things we're trying to concentrate on.
Johnny, you guys have had some struggles on the road this year. Is there anything you can do maybe to kind of change things up a little bit to kind of maybe help out? I mean, you've had a better, obviously, record here at home.
Oh, absolutely. We had to keep getting better. We have to play with a little more composure on the road. We were up, in the first half. And, of course, they're going to make a run. They're a very good team, really good program. And they were able to turn it up some more, and we have to be able to meet that challenge. I thought, when they turned it up in the second half, we didn't respond to the level that we needed to, and that gave them a lot of momentum.
Cincinnati comes here next month. How do you approach that game differently?
We have to continue to grow and get better. We still have several weeks. I'm not sure the exact date. I'm only a one game at a time person, but I'm sure it's down the road somewhere. And for us, we need to make sure that we're getting better so that the next time we play, we're a more improved team. That's the whole thing in this race that we're in. You have to keep getting better, because, through this process, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. So we want to continue to try to improve as we move forward.
You mentioned a little earlier you were down 2 starters. How are Shemarri and CJ doing?
Both are getting better. Both are still, recovering, but they're improving.
Okay. What's the motivation of your team for the upcoming game?
Well, for us, we're excited to be able to continue to play and get right back after it. Tough weekend, tough loss, but we have to regroup, and like I've said all season long, we have to respond. And so that's kind of been our mantra as we've gone through this conference play. And every game is so good. Every team is really well coached and talented. And so you have to regroup and respond when you have setbacks, and that's how you grow.
You spoke about it briefly. Ibrahima Diallo had 5 fouls in 5 minutes. How are you coaching him in that moment? What's going on, and what happened? Just your thoughts.
He picked up some tough fouls. He fouled out really quick. And he's one of the players that's fouled out the fastest I've ever coached. 5 minutes, 5 fouls. But you grow from those things. This is what I mean about improvement. You have to look at those situations. What could I have done better? How did I put myself at risk for that? And then you make the improvements. And so in his case, he's a mature player. He understands what he needs to do to not put himself in that position and to understand his value for our team. We can't have him over there sitting next to us. We don't need any more coaches. We need guys out there competing and playing. And so I think it was a big lesson for him and our team because we missed him out there on the floor.
Darius Johnson's kind of had some up and down games. What did you see about his performance in that game, and where does he need to improve to be more consistent?
Well, he just needs to continue to assert himself. He's gone through some things with, in the family, with the death of his grandfather, and I think that was kind of tough as he's bouncing back from that emotionally, and everybody grieves differently. And so as he's going through this, I think it's just, coming out of that is a big part of it, and also just understanding as other guys are starting to emerge on our team, you have to still maintain who you were. He's been one of our leading scorers throughout the season. So as other guys start to emerge, whether it's, Chi-Chi, whether it's Antoine, and as guys are getting more opportunity to play, and our rotations and the chemistry is starting to change, you still do what you've always done because you're one of the keys that we play off of. And so you stay, consistent with who you've been.
Got a big game coming up against Baylor. Just what do you know about the Bears?
Really well-coached basketball team. Talented players, on that roster as well. And, it'll be a challenge for us, as they all have been in this conference. We have to prepare, understanding that, we have to play a 40-minute game to have any kind of success.
Jalen Suggs got off to a really, really hot start. And during the second half, it seemed that he left the game with some back issues. Is there any update on him and what's going on with his back?
He's doing well. I mean, he was, struggling a little bit during the game, but, a day off and then continuing to get treatment. And, everybody's going through something this time of year. I mean, we're almost in February. Can you believe that? So everybody's going through things, but he does a great job of taking care of his body, understanding how important rest is, and getting treatment.
Baylor is ranked first in points scored per game in the Big 12. How do you guys slow that down?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of teams have been trying to figure that out. I think what we need to do is we need to concentrate on what we do well, and that's defend, and that's trying to make it a half-court game where we can kind of lock in defensively and play UCF defense. I mean, it's always going to be a challenge no matter what because, like I said, they're well coached, they have terrific talent, and so we have to just be focused when we go out there defensively.
Johnny, you have back-to-back games against home games against ranked teams. How crucial is this week of play for you guys when you look at the big picture of the Big 12?
What's important for us, we're at home. I mean, you want to defend your home court. That's very, very important. Our guys, they understand the magnitude of that. It's very important that, we defend, our home. This is Orlando, UCF. This is where we are, and we want to make sure we go out there with a winning effort every single time and try to defend our home. I'm sure other teams are doing the same thing in this conference. What I've been able to see, it's been tough for everybody to get out on the road and get wins, and it's tough to get them at home. So you have to earn every win that you get in this conference, and we realize that, and we have to approach it that way.
What do you think will be the key to win against Baylor, not only on the game but also mentally for the players?
We have to make sure we execute both defensively and offensively. We have to stay engaged for 40 minutes. The game isn't played in 20 minutes. The game isn't played in a half. These are lessons that we're learning as we go through this process, with this group. And it's going to take 40 minutes. It's going to take a great effort.
You got a chance to earn your 300th win as a head coach at home. What would it mean to you to get the win here in Orlando?
It'd be great to get this win here in Orlando, and it'd be great to get the win, but, of course, home and what this community has meant to us and my family. And, I'm very grateful, like I said, for the opportunities that I've had here and getting a chance to coach the young men and playing and coaching for this university.
I know Tyler Hendricks was battling an injury and missed a stretch of games. I think it might have been his first Big 12 game. He got some minutes in the other night at Cincinnati. Just what is his progress like, and what do you hope to get from him going forward?
Well, we know he's a young man that can continue to help us as he starts to round into shape. And he was out for an extended period of time. He's back. He's healthy. And I think so you saw him out there. I just really like his activity defensively. He makes plays. He's a good rebounder for us. And offensively, he has a good feel for the game as well. So having him back has been good, and he just needs to continue to get out there and get more comfortable. But he's a young person that we think can continue to grow and help us in our program.
Last game, Jalen and Chi got some very hot starts, and in the second half, it seems like they've cooled down. Do you think because of the lack of guys that you had, including Diallo, Walker, and Allen, that they keyed in on them more, which took them away from the game?
Well, you know me. I'm not an excuse maker, and we're not an excuse-making program. You still have to find ways to be successful, and I think we were trying to do that. Of course, missing a few guys out on the floor never helps you when they're your starters, but we still could have done a better job of executing. I think we could have done a better job of finding those guys in better situations to help our team to be successful offensively. And that's what we have to grow at. And so, yeah, absolutely, we'd love to have those guys, in our rotation and our starters. But, you still got to find a way to win. Like I said, I think every team is going through something, whether it's player issues from the standpoint of injuries or things going on there, or just, rotational issues that you're going through when players, some weeks they're up, some weeks they're down. They're human beings. And so, we have to make sure that our guys understand how we have to play to be successful. Second half, like you said, Jalen as well as, Chi-Chi, we're in positions, or we could have put them in better positions to help our team.
C.J. Walker, I'm pretty sure he played the entire West Virginia game. I know he was sitting during the broadcast. He didn't practice in the days leading up to Cincinnati. I mean, is he going to be okay? It's just something. He's had the injury early in the season. It's just kind of like a minor setback from that.
Yeah, we think he's going to be okay. It's day-to-day right now with where he is, but he's making progress, and hopefully it's something that'll be short-lived. Really for him, like he's been 3 years. I've watched him, battle injuries. That's tough. I hate to see that for any player. I think I've mentioned that before. It's the worst thing. for these young people who put this type of kind of work in on their game, want to go out and perform for our community, for UCF, to not be able to do that is hard. So I'm just hoping for him and, of course, for us selfishly, because, of course, he makes us better when he's out there.
Johnny, you've talked a little bit about the Big 12 and how tough a conference it is. You know, I mean, what have you seen so far? And week in and week out, the top teams seem to maybe stumble here or there at times by other teams. What have you seen from the Big 12 and what's impressed you about it so far?
I'd heard, just about, how great a conference it's been, and just the parity, every single night that you go out there, you play an opponent, there can never be a night off. And it's been true for us for the 7 games that we've played thus far. That's how it's felt. Every single game, I think I've mentioned it before, it's felt like an NCAA tournament game. I've been, into so many tournaments as a player and as a coach in my career, and it does feel that way because every atmosphere is electric like that. Every opponent is, like I said, and I think I've mentioned it already here. Every opponent's well coached. Every team has a lot of talent. So therefore, every possession becomes so important.
Previously speaking before, when you talk about the loss in Cincinnati, you were speaking about the defense, how you didn't execute defensively. Well, on the stat sheet, it looks like the offense didn't perform. But would you say that's more like the standard that if you know you can perform at a level successfully at defense, that no matter how your offense plays, you'll be able to come out with the win?
Well, I'm not saying you can always come out and win no matter how your offense performs, but you give yourself a chance. The only thing that's consistent in this game is how you can defend. You never can control the offense because, I was, played this game, all my life, and some nights that ball just won't go in for you. I don't care what you do. And other nights, you just can't miss no matter what you do. And so it's an interesting game in that regard. And so we always try to tell our guys, the one thing you can only control what you can control. And the thing that you can control in this game is how you defend the game plan and how you defend the 2 things that you can control. And then you have to let it, play out the way it's going to play out.
You've gotten out to slow starts most of the season. The last 2 games you both got out to hot starts. What changed this past week in terms of offense?
Well, I think our guys are recognizing what we have to do, to get off to better starts. And part of that is just making sure we come down and just really execute whatever we're doing, whether it's something offensively we're running or whether we're out in transition, understanding the importance of getting what we want and not just settling. And I think our guys are doing a better job of understanding. Let's search out a great opportunity, a great look before we settle, and then not having our offense hurt our defense from the standpoint of turning the ball over and giving teams momentum, getting out and getting early, easy baskets. It's something that we're trying to prevent.
All set. Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
How you doing?
All right, guys. I gotta take care.